I'm gonna make this video recording step by step to build a Kubernetes cluster from scratch with KUBEADM. So the goal will be to create a cluster. Then I also want to deploy an application which gonna be my personal website, something like this. So to build a Kubernetes cluster with KUBEADM, basically gonna be three main stages. The first one, we have to prepare the OS system. The second one, we have to install the binaries, then create the cluster. These are the main steps. So for now, I don't have this website deployed, so it is offline. I've already prepared the three VMs, which is A beginner, B beginner, and C beginner. I'm gonna use this A beginner as the control plane, and the B beginner and the C beginner as worker nodes. So first step for OS preparation. So to prepare OS, basically I'll just need two things. One is modules. But remember, these things we have to do it on all OS, including the control plane and two work nodes. The first one is modules, and the second one is system control. Let's start from the module, which is we're gonna use this file. We create a file. We need these two modules. So this is the first file we prepared. Second one is system control file. We create another new file. So this is the second file. This will be the OS preparation. The second stage will be to install binaries. Let's install the container D first. We got the key file, create a repo file, then update the repo and install container D. So this step is to install container D. after installation of containerd, we want to configure it. Configure containerd, configure containerd. Then be careful of this file. In this case, I'm gonna use systemd. Make it true. That's containerd. Then after that, we can install KUBEADM, Kubernetes, and KubeControl. We also want to make sure that this service will be enabled. Containerd, containerd, and Kubernetes. Containerd, Now the preparation work has been done. We prepare the OS, we install the binary. Let's reboot these VMs. I'll also install Helm because after the cluster is ready, we're gonna use Helm to deploy the applications. Then in this stage, that's creates the cluster. So this is the control plane. I'm gonna create the cluster from here. I'm using this CIDR because I'm gonna use Flannel for network add-on. Your Kubernetes control plane has initialized successfully, and we can see that the kubeconfig file is here. I want to copy this file to my local folder, to my home folder. Copy. make sure that this user I'm currently working on have the permission for this file. Let's see the checked nodes. We can see the control plane nodes, but we couldn't see the worker nodes because we haven't installed network yet. I'll go with flannel. Another thing is I haven't joined the worker nodes yet. Okay, now we can see there's one control plane and two worker nodes. We already have some default namespaces. So this is the first task, to build a Kubernetes cluster with KUBEADM from scratch. The second task in this video, I'm gonna deploy an application, which is gonna be my personal website. I've already prepared the application with a help chart, and I also want to enable HTTPS, which I'm gonna need a certificate and key. I can use a cert manager for this purpose to encrypt a certificate, but in this case, since I already have the certificate, I'll just create the secret. Application installed. To expose the service, I also need a ingress. So I'm gonna go with Nginx, add a repo, do an update, then install this ingress Nginx. Nginx installed. Let me check the service. This is the ingress service. We can see it is still pending because there's no external IP address, so we couldn't access this service from public. Since it is on a VM, in this case, this VM is just same as a bare metal machine. So the idea is, if it is not on cloud, then you need something to assign you an external IP address. Here in this case, we're gonna use Metal LB, which is the load balancer for bare metal machine. With this load balancer, we want to assign an external IP address, which is defined here. I define an IP range as a pool for this service, but we want to apply this IP address pool. But before that, we want to make sure the Metal LB is ready. Yes, it is ready. It's ready. Then we can apply this IP address pool. Let, let's check the ingress service again. Now you can see there is an external IP address assigned, which means it is public as accessible now. I do have a separate server, separate Nginx server, which I use it as a load balancer. So I'm gonna access this host name with this IP address, certificate, and key. Let's see if we can get a HTTP OK. I guess it just needs some time. Yes, HTTP 200 OK, it's working. And let's refresh the page. Bingo, we have this application installed successfully. But anyway, this is the step-by-step procedure for me to create this Kubernetes cluster from scratch. This is how I manage my home lab of Kubernetes clusters.